Sentry, hello. What is what? What do you mean, what is that? You know exactly what it is. Please don't delete this. No, I got you. I got you. You can make memes to your heart's content. I was gonna attempt to play like some actual matches with this, but then I realized that it was like at a weird angle since it's using my front camera on my device. I'd have to hold it at like a weird angle like that, and it was no likey. Also, it's really dark. I can see that it's really dark. Red, hello. But like, it's fairly well lit room right now. I guess I could turn on this light over here. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's probably better. I wonder if I didn't even test the audio. So, what is it like? The audio stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit. Okay, so probably bad, as per usual. Good. But Sentry's already making. He better. Otherwise, like, the audio's fine. Okay. What's Sentry here for if not to make emojis out of everyone and everything? I actually don't even know if that light helped any. This side is still really dark, and then this side is, I don't know, reasonable. Who knows? There we go. First one in. Trank is my redeemer. 4? Yeah, because it's got 16 energy. I have enough to get it up to force it up to 5, but it's like, that would get me to 18, and then I couldn't really get much past that. And 18 is just a weird energy that you can't do a whole lot with. A lot of the time you're better off just continuing using the 16 that you had. Buster Wrath, yeah, I see your name here. That's pretty... Okay, well this is interesting. Actually, it's funny because the brickhouse is like completely blocking out. It's a secret railgun. Will they be customs tomorrow? You know, Zara, I don't think there's ever been a stream on the weekend where you didn't ask if there was going to be customs on Sunday. Or that day. Whatever. Yes, I remember you. But, to answer your question, maybe. I guess it depends on how this goes. Because what I didn't tell anyone is that I just completely factory reset my tablet that I'm streaming on right now. And that's supposed to help the performance a lot. But it remains to be seen. I think it's just gonna die anyway, because that's what it likes to do. Anyway, this build right here could be a lot better. Like, I'm just gonna say, like, Carbine's not a great weapon as is. But I did notice that you have a lot of XP, so you've probably been playing a while, and you probably got Carbine when it was actually good, which is respectable. If you could get Missile Rack 12 for Killshot, that would be ideal. Or even just like carbines on Killshot. Everything works on Killshot because it's Killshot. It's stupid. So, so if you had a carbine 8, which you probably don't because it's even more expensive, that you could throw it on there. But otherwise, missile rack would be nice. Disc launcher on Zephyr. I will explain to you why disc launcher is not a good idea on Zephyr or Surge. The reason is because disc launcher is a fairly low damage weapon. It's really, really useful because you can use the splash damage, the damage radius really easily. You can get multiple enemies with it, and it's very easy to shoot past somebody, hit a wall, and then deal back damage from that. But if you're stunning someone, you have access for several seconds, especially in a Surge, because in order to stun them, you have to be right there. For a few seconds, you have as much access as you want to the back end of their mech, which is a sentence I probably should have worded differently. And I lost my train of thought. No, right. And what you want to do in that case is you want to use high damage weapons that they can't normally hit or do back damage or something like Arc Torrent or Missile Rack, right? Where it's like Arc Torrent does a stupidly high amount of damage in a short amount of time, same with Missile Rack, but Missile Rack, it's typically a little bit more difficult to hit someone in the back. So, basically, you're using a weapon that is essentially giving you free back damage, but you're using it on a mech that will also give you free back damage. So either the Zephyr stun is useless or the damage radius of disc launcher is useless. Either way, you're not getting the full usage out of the weapon. In terms of which one I would switch it with, honestly, you could put both disc 8s onto Killshot and it might even do better, even though you wouldn't be using your entire energy. And then definitely put both Missile Rack 8s onto Zephyr, because that would be much, much better. Your Guardian has 24 energy, yes. Yes, you could put both carbines onto Guardian. Stasis Beam's not a great idea, and, a single Missile Rack. Like, you don't really know what to do with this, right? Because you got a beam pilot, but, like, what is actually the main weapon here? The garbage beam weapon or the lower energy missile weapon? Who even knows? So, put 2 carbines onto Guardian. Both Missile Rack 8s onto Zephyr. Both Disc Launcher 8s onto Killshot. And then once you are able to get the Disc Launcher 12, then you can also put that onto Killshot, and that'll be much better. Negative Man, hello. Thank you for stopping by. This is fine. In terms of, like, extra energy from Rocket Mortar, if you can't fit, like, a Rocket Mortar 8, then just, like, a Javelin Rack. It does work fairly similarly. And then for this, throw on a Long Arm 8 or a Long Arm 10. You probably don't have the Long Arm 12, otherwise you'd most likely be using it here. But, yeah. One of the long arms to pair with the railgun, or even if you had like a higher level EM rifle or Gauss rifle or something like that, then you could do that too. Hold on, let me move myself down. I'm getting in my own way here. No, stop. What? What's going on? Stop it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Crash? Oh no. Oh my gosh. It'll crash in like 10 minutes. Just give it a break. I miss hybrid build supremacy. There was never a hybrid supremacy. Even without pilots. Pilots just made it so that they were less optimal. Like, you could run a hybrid, but, like, there was no real reason to. Because even if you were doing, like, what he was doing with, like, a railgun and a carbine, then, like, where do you put yourself Do you try to put yourself at long range? Do you try to get close to people? Like, it completely defined... The weapon more or less defines how you play a mech. Oh. I should turn that off. Disc Launcher takes a lot of practice to master. Personally, I've surged with Disc Launcher 12s and 8s, and I've been doing really good with them. A lot of practice. Disc Launcher is very, very easy, sir. You use it for about a week, and you've more or less hit the cap as to how well you're going to do with it. Obviously, that's not entirely true. And you can use Disc Launcher in various different ways. And it also depends on which targeting system you're using, right? But generally speaking, Disc Launcher is... It's easy to get used to. And I very much do not recommend ever using it on Surge or Zephyr. I know that you use it on Surge, and you can make good use of it. Like, some top players use it on Surge. And if that's just the way that you like it, because that's the way that you find it's the most fun, then absolutely, go ahead. Like, you're here to have fun. So don't let me boss you around or make you feel bad about things that you're having fun with. But if you ask me, does this work well, or is this an optimized build or something like that, I'm gonna have to tell you no, because it's just not. Rail 16 Carbine 12 Panther is great. It was my 28 energy Panther build, and it was good, but yeah, long arm 10-12 would be better. I mean, if you have a lot of practice with Carbine, then probably. Sentry, I know that you were someone who used to use Carbine a ton, and you really, really liked the weapon, so it was probably less of a hindrance to you than it would be to most people. I understand that I am probably, like, slightly worse at using Carbine than most people, and I try to take that into account when I'm saying anything about Carbine, right? Because it's got good damage. It just doesn't dish it out super, super quickly. I've seen, especially Carbine Ares, does still very, very well. And people use, like, Carbines on their non-max Guardian and stuff like that, and it's good. It does good damage, and if you can get it on a mech to where the time that it takes to deal said damage isn't a big issue, then you're golden. But pairing a low projectile speed Carbine, which I think it says it's high projectile speed, but it's really not, a fairly low projectile speed weapon like Carbine, where you have to lead your shot, with a sniper weapon like Railgun, where you don't want to lead your shot, then at any range besides close range, only one of your weapons is usable. Okay. So, Warrior King, I will get you. I'm gonna see what everyone's saying. Ooh, and as soon as I get this guy, okay. Biggs. Welcome back. Sorry I had to kick you out of my last one. Looking good, thank you. Escape emoji. Oh, negative man, you've missed all of the fun things. We got so many escape emojis here. Courtesy of Sentry. And if he doesn't turn me into an emoji for at least my Discord server, then I'm gonna be very surprised. The wide 211 is my favorite. There wasn't one wait, for what? Wasn't a... Oh, I'm clearly tuning into this conversation too late. See, #1 player on the leaderboard, bro got 500 SP. Is he killing his squad power in order to get easier matches? Probably. But it's also easy. It's easy. It's also early into the season, so I can't necessarily, you know... It could just be somebody who's just grinding because they want to. I'd put my ID in here, but nothing changed since last Hangar review. That's fair. You saw somebody else use it with 16 and 8, and that's why I started using it. You know what? Like I said, some people use it and it's a good weapon on a good mech, so it's not going to do badly. It's just not going to get you the most amount. It's not going to get you the most out of Surge that you could get. But that really largely depends on what you want out of Surge, right? Like if you want it to be whatever it is that it is when it's got Disc Launcher on it, then by all means keep it the way that it is. Like if you had Surge and you just wanted it just because, and you threw rocket mortars on it and that's the way that you liked it, I'm gonna tell you that that's not the best use of Surge, but if that's the way you like it, don't change it. Look at your Hangar 2 bigs? Yeah. Put your ID in the chat, though, because honestly, I don't remember who's in my list, and I'd have to scroll up and down and left and right in order to find you, even if you were... Manish Kumar. Wait, aren't you Busterized and I just checked you? I know you threw me another ID, but isn't that somebody else's? Because I'm not reviewing if it's not yours. Okay, Disc Ares is very good. Mortar Killshot is screw Killshot, screw mortars, but it's also very good. Ooh, you got an EM16. Honestly, even at rank 2, it's not going to do that bad. Probably better than like a long arm 8 or 10 or something. And you know, you're just using it for the sake of using it, I guess. Although I feel like another railgun. Since you have the railgun copied and you have enough for both, enough energy for both, you might be better off using another railgun. But you probably just got it, so that's fair. Arc Torrent Surge. See, this is the Surge build that I recommend to everybody. That's not to say that everyone should use the same thing, and if they don't, then I'm going to complain about it. No, I don't care. Do what you want. And Carbine Guardian, like I said before, still very solid. Are you giving me a loading symbol? When I see the loading symbol, I start to like silently freak out because I think that my stream's dying. So honestly, yeah, for you, Warrior King, I wouldn't really change anything. But if I'm being honest, the second railgun would probably be better than EM16. So if that's, I'm assuming, considering you had good choices for the rest of your hangar, I'm assuming it's just because you just got it. I'll see if I can make those 4 pixels into an emoji. Oh yeah, you do it. Sentry, those 4 pixels are what everyone assumes is me. Like, they associate me with 4 pixels, right? That's what my face looks like. That's what my stream looks like. If it was higher resolution, people wouldn't recognize me. All right, Biggs. I don't want to keep having to scroll up, so if I miss you, sorry. If I miss you, then just put your ID in the chat again, please. Preferably when I'm just finishing up with somebody else, because then you won't have to just like keep spamming it while I'm already doing somebody, and then by the time I get done, then it's already like up to chat and I don't even see it. Should I keep using Arc Torrent 12-6 Surge until I max it to dual the 12, or should I buy and duplicate Arc Torrent 10 to use on 20 energy Surge? That's a good question. I guess it would depend. It would take a lot, honestly. It would cost you a lot of A-coins. I think you should, at very least, it does kind of depend on the level, but at very least, you should check to see how many A-coins that should cost you, and you'll be able to see, like, well, also credits, but because you gotta buy it, and then you gotta rank it up twice, and possibly buy some blueprints, but hopefully not. But that would probably cost you a lot of A-coins, and it may even be cheaper to just force upgrade, to just force max your Surge at that point. Probably not, because it costs a stupid amount to do that, but... Apex, yes, Phaser. Duplicate the 10, best decision you can make. Yeah. I mean, it will cost a lot, but it is true that it's probably going to be a lot cheaper than trying to force max your surge, because it costs like what, 6,000 A coins for the blueprints just for the last level. So, yeah. Although it costs like 2,000 to buy Arc 10, and then probably, well, no, it should only cost like 1,800 or something like that. Taki, hello. All right, let me get to Biggs. Sorry, I'm distracted. Missile Rat Killshot is pretty good, as is Arcturant Zephyr. Both of them have 18 energy. Now, when it comes between which one, like, Arcturant is